Hi, this is Brian Fogarty, and this is a video for Chapter 4 of the book Quantitative Social Science Data with R, second edition. So in this video what we're going to do is we are going to look at merging data sets, combining different data sets together using tidyverse. And so actually in the tidyverse verbiage or vernacular, this is actually referred to as joining. So generally, I don't know, it could just be using Stata for so long back in the day, but usually we talk about it as merging. But again, we're gonna talk about joining. And so in the dplyr package, again, which is part of tidyverse, there are a number of different kinds of join functions, and they all do slightly different things. And sometimes I confuse myself about like what is doing what. So in this video we're gonna look at a couple of like simple examples about how to do this. So with the data that we have, the CSV data, again, which is the 2020 Scottish Index of Multiple Deprivation, one of the things we don't have is that we do not have the NHS Scotland health boards. So we don't have data on what the different data zones, like what health board they're in. So given that a lot of our variables are health related, we might want that information. Just even on a very simple level. Okay, so let's look at how to do this. So what we need to do is we need to read in here data that a data file that has that information. So there's there is a Excel file called Scottish Health Boards by Data Zone that we're going to read in. It's an Excel file, so we're going to use the read xlsx function. So read _ xlsx, and then it is called Scottish Health Boards. Again, when we read these things in, it need to be the exact name. Is it by data zone or data zones? I'm trying to remember. Data zone. All right, and it is .xlsx. Okay, so we're going to read that in. We had previously, in the session, I already loaded the read XL package, which you need for that function. And then let's take a glimpse at this. All right, so glimpse health board. All right, so we see, right, look, the number of observations is the same as the SIMD. So 6,976. We have data zone, intermediary zone, council area, and health board. All right, that's the one we need. That's the one we're interested in. Okay, so we're going to look at two different examples here of how to merge these. The first one we're going to use, the first way is we're going to use a function called inner join. And this, again, so this is merging the files together. We're going to use this, or we use this function, inner join, when we have the same number of observations, like they line up in the two or more data sets that we're combining. So let's do this. We are going to do CSV data, all right, and use the piping, and then, well, it doesn't matter. I always, so one of the things I guess I didn't mention so far, when we're using the piping, I always indent just to make it look nicer. I'm sure different people have different practices, whatever you like. I just think it makes it look more together. Okay, so we're going to do inner join, okay, and then the name of the second data set, so health board. So what we're doing is, right, with this, we are saying, okay, starting with this data set, do a join or a merge using this data set. Okay, so we have that. What we need to do too is we need to specify what to join on, like what is literally the key. So we need a key variable, like how does these things connect? So if you don't put one in, the function will guess, and sometimes it can guess right, sometimes it can guess wrong. The issue here is that we have multiple variables. So these four variables in health board appear in the SIMD data. So that's probably not a good idea. All right, so what we're going to do is by equals, and then open parenthesis, by equals C, and I don't think we've talked about this so far. So C is a function called concatenate, which means to glue together, paste together, stick together, whatever. It's very common in R. So we're going to say, okay, so by data underscore zone. So this is the data zone variable in the CSV data set. All right, that equals, and then the variable data zone, which is in the health board. So we're saying like these are the keys. This is what connects these two data sets. And then let's do this. Let's save this. I'm just going to follow what I did in the text here. Merge SIMD, and then as the assignment operator. Again, you can move this in, whatever. All right. So let's do this. Hopefully it works. All right. So we got no error. And let's see if it shows up here. Okay. So we see here there's a merged SIMD1. That's what we called it. Same number of observations. We have 41 variables. All right. So the CSV data had 38. The health board had 4. So what it did is that it just kept the first key variable here, this data zone, and got rid of the second one. All right, because it says like this is the same information. All right, so let's take a glimpse at this, see what this looks like. Okay. All right, so we see here how this is put together. The first, whatever, 38 variables are all from the CSV data, and then the last 3 are from the health boards. Okay? All right. So let's look at another way of doing it, which is very common. And that way is, I'm just going to copy this here, is a left join. And so a left join, it does the same thing, but what it does is that it preserves the first data set observations. So if there's not any matches, so let's say there's 20 observations that don't match, it will preserve the values in the first data set, and then make any values that don't line up in the second one as missing. All right, so let's do this. Let's do glimpse. Sorry, we're not doing glimpse yet. I'm just going to change it to merge SIMD2. Going to run that. Okay, so let's see. Right, so we have the second one here. Still have 41 observations. Okay, let us take a look. Let's do the glimpse now. So glimpse merged SIMD2. All right. So it's the same thing, because in this case, in this situation, we have the exact same number of observations. The observations line up perfectly. All right, so what we might want to do is get rid of these duplicates. All right, so these 3 variables are, 2 of these variables, intermediate zone and council area, are duplicates. The reason why we don't have an issue with them is that they are a different case. Right? So these are uppercase starting, uppercase, and then these are starting with lowercase. So because everything is case sensitive, they're not considered the same variable, even if they are. So if we know that beforehand, what we can do is do this whole function and get rid of those. So we can use our select function again, and we're going to do minus, and then use the concatenate function C, and we're going to say get rid of these 2, and so we'll do intermediate. See, it's trying to throw us to that. We're like, no, we want to keep that one, and then council area. Okay, I'm just going to name this merge SIMD3. Okay, so if we go here now, we're reduced. You know, it cut out those 2. Let's do a glimpse and just double check, make sure that's right. merge SIMD3. Yep, so we see those are cut now, and we have the health board at the bottom. All right. So one of the things that occurs sometimes, and let's see if I can get it to work. I think if we use, Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so I'm calling an audible here. So if you combine data sets or join data sets and they have the same variable names, R will automatically add a suffix to it. So for the first data, it would be like .x or .y. So let's see if we can get this to work. We're going to use this full join. Let's see if this works. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. So full join basically says like keep everything together, like just do the whole thing. Let's see if this works. Let's look. No, I don't think it did work actually. Sorry. All right, that wasn't very useful, was it? What I was trying to do is get this problem. Okay. Let me come back to. Hold on. All right, I got this sorted. Let's do this. I just want to. I'm just trying to show an example of what I was talking about, how it adds these automatic suffix. Okay, so inner join, and then what we're going to do is include an option here. We're going to do comma keep equals true. Let's see if this works. I think it should. We might have it in the wrong spot. All right. So what this does is that it should keep both of the keys. So it shouldn't throw out the second one. It looks like it worked. Let's take a quick glimpse. Did it work? All right, so it kept it. Again, the problem is that they're different names. I'm trying to show you this, but you'll see it when it shows up on its duplicate. Again, what you could do is, if it's the same thing, right, you can use the select and just get rid of it, or you can rename it, which we'll look at in the next chapter. All right, so thanks for watching. Thanks for going off script with me. I'll see you next time.